How's it going? David in Comic Book Investments. So in this video, got some stuff back from CGC. Figured I'd go through it and talk a bit about it. But before I do, we have an auction going on. It ends this weekend. Today's Friday. It will end Saturday and Sunday. So yes, go ahead, jump in there, put in your bids if you see something you like, or just browse, just for fun. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of the auction. Okay, let's get right into it. What do we got? All this stuff, of course, is on my website, collectorscomics.com, and that's where the auction is, collectorscomics.com. We got the first appearance of Darkseid and Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, 134. I thought being 8.0, got a 7.5 at 339. Got a Tomb of Dracula, number 1. First appearance of Tomb of Dracula. So there's during this time, it was a 72? 72. The reason why we had all of a sudden like vampires, werewolves, things like that popping up is because the Comics Code Authority during this time loosened their laws a little bit, and they're allowed to have it, things like this. Because before, vampires and werewolves were banned. It was kind of interesting. It's kind of like, so they didn't actually have to. It's kind of like almost like YouTube. Like, for some reason, they were afraid that advertisers wouldn't advertise in comic books. So they have like this self-censoring that they did. And I always thought about that on like YouTube. Like you can't really curse, even though I don't normally, but like other YouTubers do. Or you can't say certain things. And it's very interesting. And I'm like, why? Like, I even put all my videos, it's not made for kids, because usually when it's made for kids on YouTube, it means it's like little kid stuff. But they're like, oh, we're afraid advertisers are going to leave. It's like, why? Like, what world do you think that you live in? And I get it. You don't want to be putting your ads in front of like something that's like tons of swearing or violence or anything like that. But just the occasional here and there, it's like, I don't see what the big deal is, honestly. Who cares? Like, who's your demographic? Like, if you're advertising, obviously, little kid toys, you don't want to put it in front of videos that are like that. But if you're advertising, I don't know, name something, anything that's like furniture. Like, who cares if they swear? Is that all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I saw this chair commercial. Really love the chair. But it was in front of a video where this guy said a couple curse words. I don't know about that chair company. I don't know, Lazy Boy, I think that's a company. I don't know about that Lazy Boy anymore. No, I'm not going to buy one. I'm done. Like, it's like, I don't know that thought process. This seems weird. Anyways, that's why you get vampires and werewolves all of a sudden out of the blue around this period. I don't know if I said the grade and stuff. I thought it'd be a 2.5, got a 3.5, 199. Tomb of Dracula, number 10. First Blade. Same. Thought it'd be 2.5, got a 3.5, 6.25. Now they stopped Blade. Oh my gosh. Blade's been going through like development hell. And I've preached this many a times. Like, that's the thing, you don't want to get jump into like spec books, because you never know. Like, so-and-so book was optioned for a movie. Most of the time, it doesn't really turn into anything. I mean, even Blade. It's like, I think 4 or 5 years ago, they got Mahershala Ali, who's a 2-time Academy Award winner, to play his Blade, and they can't even get anything off the ground. They've gone through multiple script rewrites, new directors, yada, yada, yada. And it's just weird to me. It's like, you get a script, the director likes it, the studio likes it, the actor likes it, and then they decide, okay, that's the script I want, let's move forward. And then they go ahead and they move forward. They sign everyone. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, why don't we just change a few things in the script? Okay, fine. Change a few minor things. So they bring on a new writer. The new writer changed a bunch of stuff. And they're like, well, we don't really like the direction it's going. Let's get another writer. And then they get another writer. And they started, it's like, why don't you just go back to the old script that you originally had, that where everyone signed on for? Like, why are you now changing? Now the scripts have changed a million times. It probably doesn't even seem like the movie. And I don't know. I think they overcomplicate things way too much. I don't know. This seems odd. But anyways, they can't now they can't even film because there's the writer's strike of movies or whatever. Oh my gosh, if you haven't followed the writer's strike, I find it very funny and interesting. Now, the writer's strike for movies, that's why a lot of TV shows are being put on hold. Blade, the movies and TV shows being put on hold. I think Daredevil was even being put on hold, the TV show. So a lot of that's going to be stopping comic book wise. I think The Last of Us Part 2 being put on hold, all this stuff. They want, some of the stuff I agree with, some of the stuff I find funny. So normally, if this was, say, 10, 20 years ago, you write for a movie, the movie goes in the box office, theaters, you get a cut of that as a writer. Then it goes on to home video, DVD, VHS, you get a cut of that as well. Then they, put it on a TV station, you get a cut of that as well. But now everything's going to streaming. Sometimes it doesn't even hit the box office, so that writer doesn't get much. But the way streaming does it, they do it by views and minutes viewed, things like that. And so it ends up being way, way, way less. It's kind of like music. Like my music gets like a fraction of a percent per play, like barely anything at all. Like you could have 100,000 plays and get like a couple $100. So now these writers are getting way less money than they used to. Like if you're an older writer and you've been around since the beginning, but that's the same how as music. If you were a band in the 90s and you sold CDs, you make millions of dollars. Now no one buys CDs, they all stream and you make nothing. So most of the money you make off of touring. But one of the funny, so I think they've figured out most of that. The one thing they haven't figured out with, which I find funny, is AI. They are afraid that AI is going to take the job, which it will. And they want to basically ban AI. Like you can't use AI. Like if I was an executive producer, what I would normally do is this, as AI gets a little bit better and they have a script writing AI, I would just, this isn't the type of movie I want. Here's the characters, blah, 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 blah. It would write me up a script. Then I would take that script and I would give it to another writer, a real human writer, who would just kind of punch it up and do it. But the main money goes to the main script writer, which is AI, which the studio would use. So then the studio gets the money, so they don't even have to pay writers anymore. And that's where it's going to go. So it's funny that they're thinking of this now, and the studios don't want to budge, and they don't want to give them that because they know in the end that there won't be any more human writers. So 5-10 years, that's all they got left. That's my prediction anyways. I honestly think that the top 10% of any field that you're in will never really be replaced by AI, or at least anytime soon. But I think majority of people will get replaced from AI in like certain types of fields. So like such as this. What book is this? 625. Here we go. We got Superior Iron Man, the Alex Ross variant. 169. Lone Ranger #1. I am surprised this book is not worth much more. I thought it'd be 6.5, got 7.5, $5.99. Then we got first appearance of Scott Lang, Marvel Premiere, 47. Wow, I thought this would be a 9.8, got a 9.0, 149. Oh, there's that. Pretty nice. Not a 9.8, but still nice. Here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy. First appearance of the Guardians. And these people were in the Guardians movie. Sometimes when you watch a movie, like the more time goes after you sit and you think about that movie, that can like give you a new perspective. I actually really like Guardians 3. I still think the first third was not needed. And I've watched other reviewers saying that because the runtime is like almost like it's like 2.5 hours. Like you could have slimmed some of that out and taken it from the first half, because I feel like it was almost 2 movies in there. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was very good. A lot better than Ant-Man, that's for sure. Ant-Man, the more I sat on it, the more I hated it. So I don't know. I can't remember what I gave Ant-Man, but I didn't give this movie a grade. I would probably say it's like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good, fun. But again, it uses animals to tug on those heartstrings. So it's kind of a cheap shot. This is the first appearance at Doom Patrol, which is basically the X-Men before the X-Men. Thought it'd be 6.0, got a 6.0, $8.99. No real key here. Thought it'd be 2.5, got a 3.5, $4.59. Third appearance of the Challengers of the Unknown, which is basically kind of like the Fantastic Four. What is this? Thought it'd be 5.5, got a 6.0, $8.99. Third appearance of Flash and first appearance of Mr. Element. $6.99. And the last one here. Made this very short. I didn't expect to talk this long, but I made it short. Been very busy with the auction. Superman 59, $4.49. And that'll be it. All the stuff is at collectorscomics.com. And check out the auction. And don't forget our giveaway and all that good stuff. Have a good day.